Welcome to Soul Yoga Online. We hope you enjoy your virtual experience.
And a little bit of time grounding with our breath, but then we're just going to get into flowing and making this a power hour, really moving through here. So go ahead and start out finding your comfortable seat. That can be, again, cross-legged. You can be in your child's pose. So just something that grounds you. And then allow your eyes to close, or you can look down at the mat in front of you. And really dropping in and taking this opportunity to feel your breath. Notice the air, how it feels as it enters your nostrils, up through the sinus cavity, down the throat and into the lungs. Feeling the belly and the rib cage expand. And how does that air feel as it exits the lungs, coming back up through the throat, back up through the sinus cavity, out through the nostrils, probably a little warmer on the exhale, a little cooler on the inhale. And then letting that awareness expand outward from the breath into your body. How are you feeling physically? Noticing if there's any areas that are particularly tense, and seeing if just right now with the breath you can release and let go. Maybe if there's tightness, especially in the chest or the belly, those places where we breathe, think about sending your breath into those tight areas. So exploring what's happening physically in the body. Where are you emotionally? Such a strange time. How are you right now in this moment? There doesn't have to be one single answer either. Taking one more deep, big breath in here. Exhaling to let it out. And then bring your hands and just rest them hand over hand on your heart. Feeling the breath in your hands, feeling your heartbeat. What do you need to tap into this morning? What is your intention for your practice? Taking one more full breath in, feeling that intention fill the body. And as you exhale, send that intention out into the universe. And then gently allowing the eyes to open or the gaze to lift. Hello. Hopefully feeling a little bit more grounded now. We are going to get into that flow. So find your way into your Tadasana at the top of your mat. So setting up, you have the option. You can have your feet hip width apart or big toes touching. We'll just take a couple breaths here into the feet. So finding the soft knees. Let's roll the shoulders forward and back and down. And then reverse the direction that you're rolling the shoulders. And then let the shoulders come back and down, palms open up towards the front of your mat. Lifting the gaze, rooting down through all four corners of both feet. And as you inhale, reach it out and up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step back, find plank pose. Engaging here nice and long. As you inhale, roll forward onto the tippy toes. And as you exhale, roll back into the balls of the feet, heels reach back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to rock back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. This next time as you inhale forward, come up onto those tippy toes. We're going to lower down. So you can lower the knees if you need, lowering chaturanga or half chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back, finding downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here in your down dog. So you have that option here, pedal out the feet. You can let both heels drop over to one side and then the other. One more big breath here, whatever you need in your down dog. Inhale, get ready. Exhale, feel the belly hollow out. You can walk your feet forward to your hands or float forward, whatever you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift at the top, and exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, reaching out and up. And exhale, mountain pose, hands down. Inhale again, reaching out and up. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, finding that plank pose. Big breath in, strong in the core. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more time, inhaling forward. Exhale, back. Inhaling forward, this time lower, full or half chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, draw it forward. High lunge as you reach up. Sinking down into that front knee. Inhale to lift tall through the spine. Belly button works its way back towards the spine. And as you exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back as if you could bring the elbows to touch behind you. And then exhale, draw those elbows together in front of you. Inhaling, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands come down. Shift it back to your plank pose. Breath in. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. And please keep in mind at any point this morning, you can skip that vinyasa if you need. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring it forward. High lunge. Inhale. Taking a full breath, settling in. And then we'll bend those elbows. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, draw them together and actually squeeze in the front too. Inhale to open up. Exhale, squeeze them together in the front, getting that engagement. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Bring it back to your plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Inhaling. Exhale to release. Maybe onto the mouth one more time. Inhale. Exhale, feel the belly hollow. Bend the knees, walk or float to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, arms reaching out and up. Exhale is 10, let's just flow right back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. If floating back is in your practice, feel free to do so, but make sure you land with bent elbows. And they'll flow through, bending down dog. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, right foot comes forward. High lunge, breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, open them up. This time, keep squeezing together on the back. As you lift up through the heart, look up. Big breath in. Exhale, interlace the hands together behind the back. Squeezing those shoulder blades together as you lift, finding as much of a back bend here as you want. And maybe that's not a whole lot. Maybe you're still lifted up nice and tall. Maybe you start to get that fist down the back leg. Bending into that front knee still. Big breath in. And exhale, release, hands down. Shifting it back, plank pose, find your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, draw that left foot forward. High lunge as you inhale. Exhale, sinking in, releasing through the shoulders, letting go of tension you don't need right now. Exhale, bend those elbows. Squeeze those shoulder blades together on the back. And then interlace the hands together behind the back. Lift up through the heart. So as we're lifting through the heart, we still want to sort of keep that belly pulled in. So we don't want to completely collapse in the core, right? We're having that strength as we lift up through the heart. Think about it more of an upper back bend. Maybe that hand is starting to, or those hands, starting to draw down that back leg. Nice, one more big breath in. And exhale to release. Again, stepping back, finding that plank pose and flow through your vinyasa. Coming into your downward facing dog, taking 3 deep breaths. At that third exhale, feel the belly hollow out, bend the knees, walk or float to the front of the mat. Halfway inhale, exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, arms reach out and up. Exhale, hands come down. I'm not sure if this is making a difference at all, but I'm worried that my earring is making noise for you guys. All right. All right, we're gonna set up for our chair pose. So either big toes touching, or you can have those feet hip width apart, wherever you choose. Just remember, your knees are gonna stay over your feet, right? Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. Lifting up to the heart, pull the belly in, tailbone points down. Sinking down a little deeper. Lifting up through those arms. Feel the power here in this pose. If you notice that you are shrugging the shoulders up by the ears, can you release them down? Nice big breath in. And then exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Again, option to hop back or step back, flow through vinyasa, or that option to skip it and come straight back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Let's drop that back heel down. Bending into that front knee, big breath. Exhale, interlace the hands together behind the back. Roll those shoulders back. Lift the heart. Fold forward, humble warrior. Aiming for the inside of that front thigh. Heart coming down. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale to rise back up. Arms reaching tall. And we'll exhale, bring them out to the side. Big breath in here, palms turn up. Exhale, bring them together. Your right arm is going to come on top for eagle arms. So you can give yourself a big hug. Back to the hands or palms. Inhale, feel the elbows rise. Exhale, shoulders release. Option to stay, warrior one with eagle arms. Option to shift, left foot comes forward, crosses over right. Squeezing those sides together. Maybe you get that double cross. Maybe you bring those left toes down to the floor, sinking down into that standing leg. Elbows are lifting, shoulders are relaxing. Trying to get those elbows shoulder height. And if you're there and you still don't feel a lot of opening in the shoulders, then maybe thinking about straightening those arms out. As you exhale, maybe bow forward, elbows towards the knees. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, hold. And then inhale to open, warrior one, big breath. Exhale, hands come down, shift it back, vinyasa. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, bring it forward. Warrior one, dropping that back heel down. Feeling rooted, grounded. Interlace the hands together behind the back. So you can get that opposite interlace. So get the other thumb on top. Rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, fold forward. Aiming for the inside of that front thigh, but the hips try to stay square. Next, inhale, lift back up. Exhale, the arms out to the side. Inhale, rotate the palms up. And exhale, bring them together. This time the left arm is on top, so you have that option. Give yourself a nice big hug, back to the hands or palms. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, release the shoulders. Breathing into the shoulder blades here. Choosing, do you want to stay here or do you want to shift? Right leg over left. Squeezing those thighs together as we sit back. So you can squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as if you're going for that double cross. Maybe you've got it. Or those toes can rest down for a little extra help with the balance. Re-engage on those elbows, lift them. Release the shoulders. Straightening the arms if you feel like you need more in the shoulders. Maybe bowing forward if you want a little bit more challenge in the balance. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale to open, reach out and up on that big breath. Exhale, hands come down, shift it back. Find that vinyasa. Nice big breath in. Exhale, belly hollows out, walk or float to the front of the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sink the hips down as you inhale, rise up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow to left thigh. So as you're twisting, you want to gaze down, look at that right knee. Make sure it's staying in line. So it's going to want to kind of come forward, having your hips help out. Try to keep those hips square. Just having that twist in the upper body. Keep sinking the weight back into the hips, into the heels. One more breath in here. Exhale. Inhale to center, keep the hips low. Exhale, twist over to the right, left elbow to right thigh. The same thing on this side. Now it's that left knee that's going to want to creep forward. Keep it in line. Twisting open. Sink the hips down. Inhale back to center. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step or float back. Vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, bring it forward. Warrior one. Breath in. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Sinking down into that front thigh. Maybe giving yourself an extra challenge. Sliding the front foot forward a little bit more so you can get that front thigh parallel to the floor. Right palm turns up, reverse your warrior. Use your exhale to maybe sink back a little bit more into the right knee. Exhale, come all the way over side angle. So you can find right thigh or the arm to your thigh or hands to the floor. Left arm is reaching up. Do what feels good on your neck. So you can look forward, you can look down, you can look up. Finding that length here. And exhale, draw both hands down. Drop that back knee, Walk your right foot to the outer edge of the mat, setting up for your lizard pose. So both hands are inside the right foot. Hug the right knee up to that right shoulder. Heart is reaching forward. So you'll notice as the heart reaches forward, those hips sink down. So keep that working. You can stay right here. You can start to bend the elbows. If you have anything at home that you can rest your elbows on that's elevated, you can go there. Or maybe you find that you can come all the way down to the floor. So do what works for you here. Whatever helps you to feel a little bit more in that right hip. We'll take 3 breaths. Inhaling back up onto the hands. Right foot comes back into center as we straighten the leg, toes left, heart reaches forward, breath in. Exhale, fold in. So now as we're folding in, the belly is coming forward towards the thigh. We're not rounding our way down, right? We're keeping that nice long spine. One more breath in, maybe lengthening out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Plant the hands, shift it back, plank pose, breath in. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, draw it forward. Warrior 1 as you inhale. One more breath in. And exhale, open up. Warrior 2. So again, see if you can find that, maybe challenging yourself a little bit more by walking that front foot forward a little bit and sinking down into the front thigh so it comes parallel to the floor, or maybe just a little bit more parallel to the floor. And we'll turn the left palm up, reverse the warrior, inhale. Exhale, sinking in. Big breath in. And exhale to come all the way over, side angle. Finding what works for you, arm on the thigh, hands to the floor. Gaze up or gaze down. One more breath in here. Exhale, draw the right hand down. We'll walk the left foot to the outer edge of the mat, drop that right knee down. Inhaling, heart reaches forward, and exhale. Find where your elbows want to go. Maybe you're lifted up high, maybe you find a block or some books, maybe the elbows come all the way down. Heart is reaching forward, so those hips still sink down. And then inhale to come on back up. We'll walk this left foot into center, straighten the leg, toes flex back. Inhale as the heart reaches forward. Exhale, folding in, belly trying to come down towards that front thigh. We'll find one more breath here, maybe lengthening as a halfway lift. And exhaling to fold. And then inhale, bend into that left leg. Plant the hands, step it back. Find your vinyasa or plank right back to down dog. Listening to your body here. We'll take 3 deep breaths. If you need more of a break than your down dog gives you, then take child's pose. All right, if you did find child's pose, think about finding your way back to downward facing dog. And now we are going to bend those elbows. So you're just bending them about halfway down to the floor. And as you do, squeeze them in towards the midline. So you want to try to bend the elbows back towards your feet, not out towards the side. So we're bending, 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 and then see if we can lower both forearms down to the mat at the same time. Coming down into your dolphin pose. So forearms, palms still pressing into the mat. Maybe walking the feet in a little closer, feeling those hips lift. As you do, you want to make sure that you don't dump forward in the shoulders. We're pressing down and forward through those forearms. So the shoulders stay either over the elbows or maybe a little behind. Getting a nice opening in the shoulders this way, but also a lot of strengthening. Option to maybe lift that right leg straight up. Big breath in. Exhale, right leg comes down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Keep those forearms down as you walk the feet back, coming into forearm plank. So when you come into forearm plank, ooh, it's nice having a video so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so the shoulders stay right over your elbows. You want those hips to be down in line. Feel the shaking in the core. Feel that working. Trying to steady the breath here as much as you can. All right, then walk those feet back in, hips lift. You're gonna press into your hands, right? And then we're gonna see if we can lift evenly up into downward facing dog. If it didn't happen evenly, don't worry about it. Find your way back to that downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale. We're going to walk or float the feet forward to the outsides of your hands, coming down into your yogi squat. So coming on down, hands at the heart, elbows encouraging those knees to open. As you're doing that, also engage in the legs. You're gonna squeeze into your elbows at the same time. And then find a couple deep breaths here. At this moment now, maybe you bring the backs of the hands together. So it's sort of like a backwards prayer pose. Point the fingers down towards the floor. Get a little opposite stretch in your wrists there. And then you can stay right here in the stretch. If you want to transition out into that crow pose, go ahead and find it. Hands coming shoulder width apart. Elbows are bending straight back towards the hips. Lift the hips just as much as you need to get those knees into the armpits. Shifting the weight forward. Keep looking forward. So if you drop the head, then you might land on your head. So keep looking out in front of you. See if you can hold your crow for a couple breaths. If you've got crow, see if you can engage in the core, shoot your legs straight back into your chaturanga, and we'll all meet back in down dog, however you want to get there. So whether you're coming from the squat or the crow, through a vinyasa, or maybe just settling back to down dog, go ahead and find your way there. Inhale, right leg lift. Let your hip open as your knee bends. Take your ankle around in some circles. And exhale, right foot comes forward. Warrior two as you flow open. Settling in. Right palm turns up, reverse the warrior. So option to have this left hand down the left leg, or you can cross it in front of the body. Inhale, reaching up and back. So the right rib cage expand and open. Big breath in. Exhale, come over, side angle. Right hand can come to your thigh or to the floor. If you already had that half bind, you can keep it. So finding the half bind, if you want, go ahead and find that full bind. If you've got the full bind and you feel pretty comfortable there in the full bind, maybe moving towards a bird of paradise. So I'm going to try to orient it towards the screen, but for bird of paradise, you're going to look down at your right big toe, step that left foot forward, start to stand up, bringing that right shoulder back, squaring up the hips, flex the foot, hanging out here, trying to square that right shoulder up. Maybe you start to straighten that right leg. Finding the breath, finding a spot to focus on, so getting that drishti. Big breath in. And all my people in bird of paradise, go ahead and bring it down. Step that left foot back so we're all back in that side angle together. Open up the arm, reach it tall. And then from the left arm, lift it all the way up. Straighten the right leg, turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, flow forward. Coming here into your nice, comfortable forward fold. Letting that upper body just hang down. Maybe if you want a little bit more in the shoulders, interlace the hands together behind the back, lift those arms up. If anybody on here practices a headstand, you want to go there right now, go ahead and find that. Take a couple breaths. Maybe at home you've got a wall somewhere where you can find yourself into a headstand. Build that strength. And exhale. Hands come down if they're interlaced behind the back. If you're in a headstand or upside down, slowly starting to make your way back down into this wide-legged forward fold. And then from here, we'll inhale, lengthen, and twist around to the front of your mat, frame that foot, step it back, vinyasa. Inhale, left leg lifts, letting your hip open as your knee bends. Maybe taking your ankles in some circles here. And then exhale, draw that foot forward, warrior two as you inhale. Settling in as you exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, reach it up and back. Right arm can come down the back leg or it can come around to the front. Breathing into the left rib cage, feel it open. And exhale to come up and over, side angle. Opening up, maybe you just stay in a regular side angle, half bind, maybe you find your way to a full bind. If you're comfortable in the full bind, you want to practice that bird of paradise, then your gaze is going to be down at your left big toe, stepping that right foot forward, and then coming on up, finding that balance, finding your drishti, your point of focus. Left shoulder moves back. Maybe that left leg starts to straighten. And from bird of paradise, starting to make your way back down. Open out. We've all got that nice side angle. Right arm reaches up and then lift it all the way up. Straightening the front leg. All 10 toes turn towards the long edge of the mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale into your forward fold. So from the forward fold, again, you have the option. You can just hang out here or inhale, halfway lift. We're going to reach the left arm way out in front, like almost as if you're going into a really long downward facing dog. So the left arm's way out in front, the right arm's going to dive under, find your way into a twist. So your right arm is finding your left leg somewhere, your leg, your ankle, whatever works. Maybe looking up at the ceiling under that left arm. And then inhale, come back to center. Right arm is reaching out now to replace the left. And then we'll dive that left arm under, finding your right leg again, wherever you can comfortably reach it. Drawing that heart under, finding this twist, looking up under the right arm to the ceiling, perhaps. And then left arm reaches out. So both arms out there, press them both into the mat and just drop the head, drop the heart down to the floor. So we are in a really long, or I guess really short but wide-legged downward facing dog. Maybe coming up onto spider fingers, feeling those shoulders open a little more. And then inhale, walking the hands back in. Coming around to frame that front foot. Shift it back, plank pose. Inhale, exhale, vinyasa. Coming into downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend the elbows. Squeeze them in towards the midline. And we're rotating those arms. So you're trying to bring the elbows to point straight back behind you. And then we're going to see if we can lower them down at the same time, coming into that dolphin pose. Just like our down dog, just with the forearms on the floor. Pressing down and forward through the forearms, opening up to the shoulders, strengthening those shoulders. Maybe you walk the feet in a little closer. Maybe one leg lifts up. You can look forward towards your thumbs here. Looking down at that mat under your head, and then bring that leg down, switch legs. Keep pressing down and forward through the arms. We want to cultivate this strength and this openness in the shoulders. And exhale, bringing that right leg down, or whichever leg it was, stepping your way back. Again, finding that way into your forearm plank. Shoulders stay right over those elbows. And then drop the knees, but we're going to bring the knees in so they're under the hips. And then reach the arms forward for Anahatasana, so the forehead or puppy dog pose. The forehead can come down to the floor. Starting to drop down through the heart. If you're really open, your heart and your chin can find the mat. Finding those deep breaths. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders. Maybe you feel it a little bit more in the back, in the spine. And then inhale to come back up. Hands under shoulders, down dog. Big breath in. Exhale, hollow out the belly, look forward, walk or float to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms reaching out and up. And exhale, hands coming down. Finding Tadasana, rooting down into both feet. Palms open towards the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, sink back, chair. In chair, we're going to shift over into that right foot. Bring this left ankle on top of the right knee. Flexing the left foot. Here, I can face you while I do this, right? So go ahead and bend into that. You can stay right here. We're opening up to this left hip. Your hands can find the heart. You can bring those elbows down to that front thigh. Or you can bring your hands all the way down to the floor. If you do bring your hands down to the floor, you want to try to keep that front knee here, or the standing leg, nice and bent down. So option from here is to stretch and enjoy this hip opener. Option 2 is to come into crane pose or flying pigeon, I've heard it called. So go ahead and find the arm variations is the same as pigeon. So hands shoulder width apart, bending the elbow straight back. We're going to go ahead and hook the right upper arm with your toes, and your shin rests on your left upper arm. Weight shifts forward. So again, you're looking forward, and then maybe that back leg lifts. Maybe you can straighten it out behind you. Balancing there. Finding a couple breaths either in the balance pose or in that forward fold. You're in the balance, coming on back. And if you're folded forward, we're going to try to find our way back up, arms reaching overhead. And then we're going to bring that left leg down so we're back, chair pose. Weight's now going to shift into that left foot as you cross the right ankle over. Options, arms keep reaching up. Hands can come to the heart. Arms can come down to that leg, or hands can come all the way down to the floor. So again, if we're down on the floor, standing knee, a little bit bent, because you want to really feel it in the right hip. And if that leg is straight, you're going to get it more in the left hamstring. Find what you need here. Maybe just a stretch. Maybe going into that crane pose, setting up the hands, shoulder width apart, elbows bending straight back. Now you're going to hook your toes around the left tricep, knee rests on the right tricep, weight shifts forward, maybe that back leg lifts. I don't really got it on this side, but maybe you do. And if you're in that crane pose, bringing it on back onto the left foot. And if we're folded forward, we're all going to bring it on up. Hands are reaching. Right foot drops down. Chair pose, sink it back. Big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step back. You can float back if you'd like. Vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts. Letting the hip open as the knee bends. Option to be here or shift it over, flip into your dog. Right arm is reaching forward towards the front of your mat, hips lifting, heart lifting. And then inhale, go ahead and bring it on back to center. Right leg is lifting, and then we're gonna exhale, bring that right knee forward to the right wrist, setting up for your half pigeon. I'll give you a couple options here in your half pigeon this morning. So option one, extend back through that left toe. So option one is just gonna be your regular pigeon, right? Half pigeon, fold forward. Maybe your forehead rests on something if you've got a pillow or something at home. Or something higher if you need something bigger. Option two is going to come on up. Weight is going to be in that right hand, or pressing the right hand into the mat in front of you. Left arm reaches back. Grab a hold of that leg, see if you can draw it in. Stretching out through your quad. If you are doing that, try to keep the hips squared forward. And then maybe you get your foot into your elbow crease. Maybe the right arm reaches up if you find you can maintain that balance. Then you can find a back bend here if that works for you. Playing around in your half pigeon. And if you've got the back bend, go ahead and let it go. Slowly, so it's not too slingshot your back foot, just let it come down. And then we'll take 2 breaths if you're in that back bend, coming into the forward fold. And then inhale to come back up onto the hand. We're gonna tuck the back toes under, lift that thigh up off the ground, or lift the knee up off the ground, and can you take it straight back into a 3-legged dog? Right leg is lifting. Big breath in, and exhale, right foot comes down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Let your hip open as your knee bends, and option to stay here, or flip it over. Hips lift, heart lifts. Left arm is reaching forward towards the front of your mat. And then engaging in the core, bring it on back. That left leg is lifting, and we'll all exhale. Bring that left knee forward. Setting up your half pigeon on your left side. Reaching back behind you through the right big toe. Hips are squared. So again, your options. Coming into your half pigeon and folding forward. Finding support there if you need it. Or supporting yourself with your left hand to start, reaching back. Find that right foot, draw it in towards the body. And again, we're trying to square the hips up. So we have a tendency to sort of collapse over to one side when we try to draw that back foot in. One way you can get around that is lifting up away from the mat a little more. That gives you more space to square the hips. Maybe that back foot comes in the elbow crease. Maybe the left arm reaches up and back, finding your way to a back bend. And anywhere along that journey here, breathe into the sensation in the body. And exhale, releasing. If you have the back foot, if you have the back bend, letting yourself come into that forward fold for 2 breaths. And then we'll inhale back up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift that leg, and then the left leg comes all the way back into that 3-legged dog. Then we'll bring it on down to the mat. Drop the knees, roll on back, find a seat. So we're gonna find a little bit of ab work here. Finding your boat pose, our navasana. Holding on behind the knees, shoulders roll back, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and find your way to boat. Heart is reaching towards the knees. Knees are reaching back towards the heart. You can keep holding on, you can release. If you're feeling really strong this morning at home, go ahead and straighten your legs. Big breath in, and exhale to release. Feet come down, hip width apart. Hands come back behind you, fingertips facing hips. So if you have any sort of shoulder injury, then you're gonna keep the hips on the mat, roll the shoulders back, just lift up to the heart right here. If your shoulders are nice and healthy, press down into the feet and the hands, lift the hips, reverse table. Reach the tailbone forward towards your knees. Keep looking up towards the ceiling, lifting up to the heart, big breath in. And then we'll exhale, bring it back. Finding Navasana, boat pose. Heart is lifting up. Option for a little flow, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring them to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, exhale left. Good job. Inhale, exhale, release the feet. Hands come back behind you again. So option, reverse table like you just did, or reverse plank if you'd like, straightening the legs, point the toes. Inhale, lift it up. Feeling the hips and the heart rise up. And exhale, bring it on back down. One more. Finding that boat. So you can do either one of those first 2 variations, or inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. Lift up tall, maybe reach down, grab a hold of the big toes, straighten those legs. Bend the elbows. Can you draw yourself closer in together here? Almost as if you could fold in half. Balancing on that seat. And then we'll exhale, bend the knees, draw the soles of the feet together, let yourself fold over. You can keep holding on to the feet or reach those arms out in front of you to fold in. I am having this headset talk in my ear that it's low battery and going to die. So I very much apologize if it dies before this class is over, but crossing my fingers, it can make it another 10 minutes. Inhale, go ahead and lift up, draw the knees together. Reach the arms out, or you can support yourself holding on behind your knees if you want, and roll on down. Bring those knees in, bring the heels in right under the knees. Hands reach down towards the heels. Setting up for bridge pose. We're gonna do 2 back bends here. So if you know you like wheel and you wanna just do 2 wheels, you can go there. I'm gonna walk you through bridge the first time and wheel the second time. So for bridge pose, those feet right under the knees, engage in the inner thighs. We don't want those legs opening out. Lift the hips. Roll the shoulders under. Interlace hands together. Keep thinking about the tailbone pointing towards those knees. Pressing down into the feet, one more breath in. And exhale, go ahead and release. Untucking those shoulders, coming on down. And then let your knees windshield right from side to side. And then coming back into stillness. So you can do that again. You can go right back into bridge pose. If you want to go into wheel pose, go ahead and bring your hands up by your shoulders, fingertips facing the shoulders. Trying to squeeze those elbows in so they're right over your shoulder. Legs are doing the same thing they were doing for bridge. Now, if you're new to wheel, when you're lifting up, maybe you find the crown of your head first. Make sure that you feel okay, and then lift all the way up. So once you're in wheel, you want to try to think about straightening the arms. If you have straight arms, press into the legs. Can you work your heart a little closer towards the wall in front of you? Now, if anybody out there is pretty proficient at wheel and feels pretty good in it, option here, something that I always like, is to come down onto the forearms in that back bend and drawing them about shoulder width apart. And then the heart comes forward over those forearms. And then exhale, gently, slowly, with control, bringing yourself down out of whatever back bend you're in. Draw the soles of the feet together as the knees drop open. You can let one hand rest on the belly, one hand rest on the heart, or you can even let your arms open out to the side. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Feeling the lower back sink down. Feeling those inner thighs release into the stretch. And then inhale, bring those knees up. Hug them in towards the chest. Let yourself rock here a little from side to side. And then in that rocking, let both knees rock over to the right side. Left arm is reaching out. Perhaps you turn to look over that left shoulder. Maybe allow your eyes to close. Letting the breath come back. That deep, steady inhale and exhale. Noticing what the air feels like as it passes through the nostrils and the nasal cavity, coming in, down into the lungs. What does it feel like going out? Then we'll inhale back up to center. Exhale to take both legs over to the left side, right shoulder stays out, and maybe you turn to look over that right shoulder. Maybe reconnecting here with the intention. Reconnecting here to your heart center. Inhale to draw the knees back up to center. Happy baby, reaching down to grab the feet or the big toes, or maybe even the calves, and then perhaps allowing yourself to rock a little here from side to side. And then when you're let the legs relax.
Don't know if I successfully did it, but I attempted to use the device audio instead of the earpiece. So hopefully you got it. And deep breaths in your shavasana. Letting the effects of the flow of the asana soak in. And starting to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling wrists and ankles. And as you feel ready, bending both knees. Allowing yourself to roll over to one side. Take a moment. And using your arms press up to comfortable seated position. Once again, let the hands rest over your heart. Feeling your heartbeat, feeling your breath, acknowledging yourself for joining in this morning, for having that commitment to yourself and to your breath. The divine light within me bows to the divine light within me. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
online at soulyoga.org for details on a private session or public class. Namaste.